to just let me put a little bit of additional lighting. Welcome on this another Friday. Yes, October is running quickly. Just imagine today is already the 17th. I'm smiling and I'm thinking about the 31st, that day, that birthday. In any case though, welcome to another in the episode, Let's Talk Health. Yes? Let's Talk Health, where I aim to share with you pertinent information that I have experienced, that I have known, that I know, and some that is scientifically backed, emanating from this book, inclusive of some data and figures, a short guide to a long life. David B. Agus M.D. We will continue that in a bit. But how was your day? How was your day? Yeah? Well, it was a bit sunny here. Yes, I mean, I could do, I would probably do well with the heat much better than the cold. Yeah? I would much rather to have the heat than to have the cold. We had some sprinkling of rain in between, but for the most part, it was a sunny day. Yes? How was it for you? Hey, Erica, thank you for joining. Hey, go. That's all I can make out there. Thank you for joining. Welcome to each and every one of you. Just before I delve in further into the discussions at hand, this live is being brought to you simultaneously on both the YouTube platform, my handle there, Adventures of Lescott, and on this TikTok platform, lescott.charles. Kindly share, like, follow, and ultimately subscribe. Let us be interactive. Let us share with each other. Yes? Connect with each other. Comments, questions, ideas are welcome. Yes? Hey, Lena Roberts. Hey, Akim. Hey, Bekriza. Thank you for the like. Thank you for the like. Welcome, each and everyone. So before I get into this book, I just want to I did a bit of research, a background research on issues that us as men folk, and let me just say why I'm specifying men folk here. My goal, thank you for the like, is to inspire, motivate, and encourage everybody, but mainly, or more so I would say, the male, my brothers in this society, whether it's Grenada, the Caribbean, around the world, to rise up and take charge of their mental health and well-being, take charge of their roles as providers, as father figures, as guardians, as husbands, as brothers, in their family tree, in the village, in the community, and in the island. Let us stand firm, let us stand up. Yes, take our rightful places, because we see what is happening. Not just our kids look to us for guidance and inspiration, not just by thoughts, but by actions. Yes, they look up to us. And it is so poignant too, because this month is the month of the child. This month is referred to as Child Month. So it is incumbent upon us as the male, the husbands, the brothers in this society, to inspire your children, yes, your community, your family, yes, so as to ensure that that which we say and or do reflects that which we are hoping to see from our kids or our children. Yes? Folks, charity begins at home. Let us start at the home with our kids. This is the month dedicated to, I'm not sure if it's the same around the Caribbean, but this is the month in Grenada that is dedicated to children in our midst. And yes, times has changed. Times has certainly changed. That which I grew up with many, many moons ago can still be applicable. You just might have to tweak, adjust, and adapt. Yes? We live in a world where so much is happening. There is so much information that is readily available. Yes? Even if we as parents can see the light and be more proactive in terms of providing the kind of guidance and information that our children need. As soon as they leave the door and they head out outside, it is right there waiting. Yes? So let us take charge. So I did a bit of research here on some of the issues plaguing us. Illnesses and sicknesses, what have you, thanks to Google. Yeah? And I just want to read a little portion of it. Hey, Miss Vendetta. Greetings, good evening, good night. How are you? How was your day? Hey, 182, jaded. That's a group of tall guys. You're cringing. I am good. But what's up? What are you doing? Welcome. Thank you for joining the live, folks. Thank you. This YouTube live is being brought to you simultaneously on this live, is being brought to you simultaneously on both the YouTube and TikTok platform. So I'm dealing with followers, viewers, subscribers, well-wishers on both platforms. Thank you for the like. Thank you for the like, folks. Continue to like, share, and follow, and subscribe. Let it be an interactive one. Please, I crave your indulgence to be interactive. Comments, ideas are welcome. The looks to love, thank you, welcome. Hey, Austin Ramuta, good evening, good night. So, common illnesses and sicknesses affecting men include heart disease, cancer, and stroke. That is just a few, which are leading causes of death, as well as diabetes, respiratory illnesses like COPD, and mental health issues such as depression and anxiety. Men also face unique conditions like prostate cancer. Men also face unique conditions like prostate cancer, testicular cancer, and erectile dysfunction. I know that is a big thing for us as men. Not wanting to have to lose that. You and I know what we're talking about. Thank you, the look, the love, thank you, welcome each and everyone. Sexy lips, guidance, Stannis, I believe it's Claus. Welcome, 3 a.m. Where are you joining this live from? Hey, Jace, J Cube, welcome. Welcome each and everyone. Thank you for joining. Continue to like, share, subscribe, follow. Let us be interactive. Let us connect. Yes. Questions, ideas, comments are welcome. Yes. Kindly let me know as well where you're joining the live from. You don't have to, but I believe it would be a good thing if we just share, not just with me, but everyone on the platform, whether it's the YouTube and on the TikTok, where you're joining the live from. So let's continue. Lifestyle factors play a significant role, and many of these diseases can be prevented or managed with a healthy diet, regular exercise, and routine checkups. The last one, routine checkups. And you would have heard me speak on several occasions about this idea that our brothers, we as men folk have about not wanting to check with the doctor, do routine checkups. We have this taboo idea. We grew up knowing that the time is now to debunk, get rid of that macho taboo image. Do your checks. We know the types of illnesses, sicknesses, and diseases that befalls us once we get to a certain stage. Sometimes even while we're young. Yep. And if we can only do the little things that would give us an additional year, an additional few days of life, that will be so good. I'm no professor. I'm not proclaiming to be Mr. Healthy. But from ever since I can remember, maybe during my teenage years, I was always on this health conscious journey. Yes? Thank you for the like, the look to love. Thank you, thank you. Hey, James Kid 007. Welcome, welcome each and everyone. Thank you for joining. So let us continue. So checkups, routine checkups. My brothers, routine checkups are important. And after a certain age and stage in our life, we ought to know our bodies. Common and serious illnesses, heart disease, we're just elaborating on that. The leading cause of death for men with risk factors including high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and lifestyle choices, heart disease. Cancer. Prostate cancer is common in older men. But is it just older men? Or men that would have crossed? Well, when they say older men, I'm trying to figure out what threshold, what age they're referring to. In any case, prostate cancer is common in older men, while testicular cancer is more frequent in younger men. Testicular cancer. I can't say in my society here that I've heard much about testicular cancer, but I know it's something that exists. I think that well-known cyclist that won the Tour de France on several occasions, and then he was stripped. Lance Armstrong had testicular cancer. Lung and colon cancers are also risk. Stroke. Stroke occurs when blood flow to the brain is blocked or a vessel ruptures, often linked to high blood pressure, diabetes, and obesity. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Flo. Thank you very much. Thank you. Much appreciated. Welcome, welcome. Respiratory diseases. Conditions like chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, COPD. Let me just repeat. Chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, asthma, and others are prevalent. Liver disease includes cirrhosis, I've heard about that, viral hepatitis, and other chronic liver conditions. I have known and heard of these issues with alcoholic cirrhosis of the liver. Thank you for listening. Thank you. Mental health is another big issue in our society. Depression and anxiety. These are common but often underdiagnosed in men due to stigma. There we have it again, stigma. Why so? Folks, we have to be realistic. Me having cancer, you having cancer, you having diabetes, you having heart disease does not necessarily mean the end of the world, and you're probably not the only person or the first person to have had it. Yes. And I've seen over the years, a lot of people, and it probably has to do with the type of illnesses or diseases they have. They shy away from disclosing it. Respect to those of you, but I just don't understand why, If me talking about what it is I have and how I treat it, how I deal with it, can help somebody else, why not? I say, why not? But to each his own. Suicide. Oh, before I go on to that, if left untreated, that depression and anxiety, they can have severe consequences. Suicide. Man, I have seen in my small island here, not so much this year, but maybe the past 5 or so years, an increase in that for one or more reasons. Folks, let me be frank here. And I know, each one of us are different. What I might be able to take, you might not be able to take it. But I oftentimes sit down and try to figure out what in heaven's name could lead me to take a rope and unalive myself. I don't know. Respect, I'm saying that out of respect. Yes? And again, we are all different. But I just can't understand what could lead me to that point. Are there anybody on the live they're willing to share, willing to comment on that? Hey Spice Love, good night. Welcome. Hey Kathleen, welcome. Thank you folks. Thank you for joining this live, brought to you simultaneously on both YouTube and TikTok. Kindly share, like, follow, and subscribe. If you're new on this platform, kindly let us know where you're joining the live from. Your comments, ideas, and suggestions are welcome. Suicide. Men are 5 times more likely to die by suicide than women, highlighting the critical need to address mental health issues like depression. I wonder why. I guess I would have to delve into some more. Why is it that men are more likely? Why? Can anybody on the platform, whether it's YouTube or TikTok, shed some light as to what they think may be the reason why they think men are more likely than women? It beats me. It really beats me. But anyway, I'm going to do something on it, and maybe I'll come back afterwards with factual information or, information that can bring me more ease as to why. Hi, Elizabeth Gomez. Hey, Brown Guy. Hey, TT Girl. Hey, J Spring. Welcome. Thank you, each and every one of you, for joining. Welcome. So we go on to know some male specific issues. Male specific issues. Prostate problems includes prostate cancer and benign prostatic enlargement, BPH, which can lead to issues with urination. This thing is so debilitating, it's so painful. I can't say that I have experienced that, but I know of a lot of men that has gone through that. Some of them made it and some of them just did not make it. Prostate, benign prostatic hyperplasia or enlargement, or what we commonly call enlarged prostate. Yeah? Erectile dysfunction. Ooh, that is a big subject for us men folk. If we know they're selling a tablet down the road that could get that functioning properly, trust me, it will be sold out quickly. Erectile dysfunctions, or ED, can be a sign of other underlying conditions such as cardiovascular disease. Testicular cancer, most common in younger men and is highly treatable if detected early. So let us look at some prevention and management. A healthy lifestyle. Eating a balanced diet, exercising regularly, not smoking, and managing stress are key to preventing many illnesses. Limit alcohol. Excessive alcohol consumption increases the risk for certain cancers, liver disease, and other health problems. Get regular checkups. Screening can help detect diseases early when they are easiest to treat. I did a bit of research too about medicinal herbs here in my beautiful trial state of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. And I'm just going to tell you why I did that. Now, over the course of some months, I've been seeing a lot of what I would refer to here as bush that I see on a daily basis popping up on YouTube, and persons claiming that they have so much properties, medicinal properties, that it's not funny. So many of them that I see on a daily basis. I don't know, and I can't say based on the information that I gathered about Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique, that we have a bank, a medicinal herb bank that we can tap into, or we have persons referred to as bush doctors in our midst. And if we do, there probably are not many. These are the kinds of people that we need to chronicle so that they can pass on their information to the younger generation. Because I believe that 90-95% of the medications that we are prescribed, that are in the pharmacies, use medicinal herbs when they are tweaked with chemicals to probably stretch and probably be more effective. And though I say effective, oftentimes they give you something for a specific reason and it has side effects. Yeah? So if we can only get the real thing, it would be much better. The only issue is how or what quantity needs to be used. So let me just read that which I gather. While there are no specific listing for herbal medicine doctors in Grenada, you can find practitioners of traditional and complementary medicine. And the information and the names that I'm using here is being used for educational purposes. I do not hold the rights to any of the information. All rights reserved. I just want to make that abundantly clear. While there are no specific listings for herbal medicine doctors in Grenada, you can find practitioners of traditional and complementary medicines such as Dr. Louis Enrique Rodriguez Francis, who integrates complementary and family medicine at Fit for Life Medical Services. Information being used for educational purposes solely. All rights reserved. Other options include seeking a doctor in naturopathy, well, a bit of naturopathy, and yogic sciences through online booking platforms or checking for clinics specializing in natural health care. Traditional healing practices or bush medicine have a rich history in Grenada. Folks, my fellow Greens, my fellow Spice Islanders, are we aware of that? Are we aware of that? Hey, living my best life. Good evening, my dear. How are you? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Are you still on vacation? Thank you for the like. Thank you for the like. Hey, Spice Love. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I aim to do that. I aim to have my lives have an element of entertainment and education. Yes, that would uplift not just me, but you and everyone. Yes, because we need to discuss issues that affect us, whether we're in Timbuktu, whether we're in South America, whether in the North Pole. We need, as a people, to discuss the things that we share in common, because we are all one people. Yep. Traditional healing practices or bush medicine have a rich history in Grenada, combining indigenous, African, and Indian traditions. Many locally grown spices and herbs are used for medicinal properties, often prepared as herbal teas or used in topical remedies. No wonder why we are called the Spice Isle. Common medical herbs and plants, spices and roots. Ginger, used to treat stomach aches, nausea, and motion sickness, just to name a few. That is but 3 of the things. Ginger. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for the like, thank you for the gift. Thank you, living my best life. Thank you, thank you. Turmeric. Turmeric, a root known for its anti-inflammatory properties, is also a key ingredient in oil down, Grenada's national dish. Turmeric It's a key ingredient in our national dish. How many of us know that? How many of us knows of its medicinal properties? Nutmeg, our black gold. The seed of the fruit is used for digestive support and its calming properties. Its lacy covering mace is also utilized. This black gold, our nutmeg, is used in so many ways for so many things. It's so unfortunate that it took us quite a while to realize that we have the raw material here and we can utilize it. We were always of the opinion of exporting. And I know there's much more that can be done to utilize that, but I guess time will tell. Cinnamon. The inner bark of the cinnamon tree is used in teas for its antioxidant, anti-inflammatory, and blood sugar balancing properties. Folks, that last portion there, blood sugar balancing properties, I realized over maybe 5 or so years that a lot of friends and family members coming down to visit and requesting and always asking for cinnamon and cinnamon and cinnamon. It's only lately I got to know that it can be used for persons with diabetes. What I did one day too, I bring to a boil some water, pipe water. Then I put some of the cinnamon back to jar. Did you know that if you suck on the bark itself, there is an element of sweetness from the bark? We have it right in our midst, right in our backyard. In Grenadian tradition, it is also used for joint pain. Well, that's a first for me. I never knew that cinnamon bark or cinnamon can be used for joint pain. Habibi, welcome. I never knew that. Clove. This spice is a natural antiseptic and is used to relieve toothaches. This spice is a natural antiseptic and is used to relieve toothaches. I know it has many more uses besides being used to relieve toothaches. We go on now to herbs and leaves. Moringa. This herb has certainly gained notoriety within the last 10 or so years. And you know, I've never used it. Well, let me just backtrack. I've never utilized the leaves. But one day I went to visit a good friend of mine in the countryside. And he came with these seeds and he told me it's good for men and he asked me to try it. Ooh, it has a sort of an abstract taste. I mean, it's hard to describe the taste. It's not like, not sweet, it's not bitter. It has a kind of acidic, tart, something about it, you know. But you know what? I've always known people to say, or always heard people say that things that are good for you oftentimes never taste right. Moringa, often called the miracle tree. Its leaves are used in wellness teas for vitality and strength. I know some of us use it in place of dashing leaves or callaloo, to make callaloo. Yes, I have never used it. Even before moringa grew in notoriety, we had noni. I'm sure a lot of you could remember and can attest to noni. Noni again is another one that has a sort of a bland taste, bitterish, but it is said to be very good for you. I remember when it newly came out, my sister came to visit, and there was this gentleman, he's no longer with us, one Mr. Noel, the man with the nutmeg. He sold the noni drink, and my sister bought a bottle. Well, she went back, and that bottle stayed there for years, and I think I eventually threw it away and gave it. The smell of it alone is enough to just turn you off. But again, as I said, we were told that a lot of the things that are good for us never smell good or taste good. Let us continue. Soursop leaves. I have had and still have quite a lot of friends, family, visitors requesting of me, because I have right here in my backyard the soursop itself, the fruit and the leaves. Soursop leaves, used in bush teas for its antioxidant properties and to support immune health. I've heard that it can help to correct and prevent cancer. Lemongrass, have that here as well too. Or fever grass, a common herb used to make bush tea, often for digestive health. But did you know you can cook with lemongrass? You could make a nice sauce with lemongrass. I aim to do that on one of my in the kitchen upcoming. Look out for it. That and shadow benny. Yes. Lemongrass makes a lovely tea. Bay leaf. Bay leaf. A versatile herb used in cooking and in traditional remedies for digestion and to relieve stress, headaches, and muscle aches. Big thyme. Yes, that big leaf. Sort of a tender, when you press it as though, it has this sort of an oily sap that comes out. Yep. A variety of thyme used to make tea for chest and respiratory issues like cough and congestion. I know people also use it for seasoning their meats and what have you as well. Aloe vera grows abundantly in Grenada, where its soothing gel is used for burns, rashes, and other skin ailments. The leaves and interior can be prepared for liver regulation. I eat it just as it is. I remove the green outer skin and I eat it just as it is. I try not to do it regularly, yeah? But whenever I do, I eat it just as it is. Again, that is another herb that is really bitter to the taste. Really, really bitter to the taste. Specific medicinal concoctions. Boabande. My men folk, the male in the society and the life, I'm quite sure they would have heard or probably would have used Boabande at one point in time or another. The bark from this tree is a traditional remedy believed to have wide-ranging health benefits, including enhanced cognitive function and stress reduction. Something is missing, and I'm not going to say what it is. Ganja root tea. The root of the ganja plant is sometimes used to make a tea. Man, this is so widespread now. because in some places and in some countries it is now legally utilized. Papaya leaf tea, a routine drink to wash out the system and cleanse the body. Never knew that. Herbal salve or salve, a topical remedy for skin issues made by combining rosemary, rubbing alcohol, and Florida water. I have not heard that word, or let alone seen that bottle marked Florida water in many years. Important to note, while these herbs are part of a long tradition of folk medicine, it is important to remember that these are not substitute for professional medical advice. The efficacy or the use of many bush remedies is not scientifically proven, and some herbal treatments may interfere with conventional medicine. Food for thought. So that concludes my research relative to the use of medicinal herbs and what have you in our midst, especially here in the trial and state of Grenada, Carriacou, and Martinique. I'm quite sure many of you on the live, whether in the Caribbean or elsewhere, would know of other types of medicinal herbs that is used to help prevent and possibly cure illnesses, diseases, what have you. So we're going to move on now to this book in question. Folks, and I'm hoping that those of you on the live would attempt to lay your hands on a copy of this book. Simplified. You can get it hardcover, you can get it softcover. Scientifically backed data, figures. David B. Agus gives a simplified breakdown and provides ideas. Hey my dear, how are you? Good night. What's up? It has been a while. Thank you for joining. That can help prevent many of the illnesses, sicknesses, and diseases in our midst. I urge you to try to lay your hands on this. Or you can wait for the 31st of October, my birthday, when I'll be offering 5 of these in exchange for 2 trivia questions. You can either answer one or both. The winner will receive a copy of this book, wherever they may be, free of cost. The questions will deal with issues that I probably would have raised, things that you would have heard about me, seen me do, etc., about my country. So please stay tuned, listen carefully, pay attention. And it would be a very good thing if most, if not all of you, that is able to be on the live on the 31st of October, to make it a point to join. Yes? 5 of these will be made available. So let us continue. Last evening I got to chapter 15. And let me just recap. Chapter 15 spoke about get naked. Yes? And please don't take it out of context. Yes? He was just expounding on the fact that we need to know our bodies. The largest organ in our body, the skin, can give you signs of internal issues, blemishes, rashes, discoloration, etc. I remember sharing with you as well last night the fact that on my birthday, I aim to always try to take out a picture, just this part, and do a journal chronicling that which I do from the beginning of the day towards the end. And the main reason why I take out the picture again is because there are so many changes that occur, sometimes very very small, and we don't even see it. That in time with time, as the years roll, you can always compare. At one point in time, all this day was black. Look at me now. Yeah? Just an example. Yeah? So we're going on to chapter 16. Get off your butt move. Get off your butt move. If you are a construction worker, farmer, baggage handler at the airport, or someone whose job is physically intense, in other words, you spend much of your day upright exerting yourself physically, you get a free pass on this rule and can move on to the next. But if you, like most people, you spend a great deal of time sitting as a result of your desk job, long commute, penchant for the couch and or watching TV, or the mere fact that you're getting older and sitting more seems inevitable. There's no end to the number of studies that prove the power of exercise in maintaining health, including a profound link between more time spent sitting and greater incidence of obesity, diabetes, cardiovascular disease, and even greater total mortality. I tell you, the first time I came across this book and began reading it, I just couldn't put it down, because it just falls right in line with that which I am attempting to do every day, by way of encouraging, by way of motivating and inspiring me, you, everyone on this health journey. This book, 190 pages. Yep. One of the first studies ever done that pointed to the value of regular physical activity, regular, meaning throughout the day, came out of a comparison of London's double-decker bus drivers and ticket takers in the 1950s, sorry. The ticket takers, who climbed up and down stairs all day as part of their job, had a much lower incidence of heart attacks than the bus drivers, who sat most of the day. Proactive recent studies show that physical activities even has anti-aging effects on our DNA. It's true that you can change the expression of your genes, tipping the scales in favor of a long, robust life just by getting off of your bottom move. Just by getting off your bottom move. Is it any wonder that in the last century, as desk jobs became more prevalent, we witnessed a concomitant rise in illnesses related to being sedentary? And sedentary speaks to being sitting or being stationary, being in one position for extended period of time. Just 5 minutes. All it takes is 5 minutes. In your bedroom, in your living room, in the kitchen, around your house, in your yard, in your garden. 5 minutes. You can do more if you so choose. Take a chance on your health and well-being. Your health is your wealth. By the way, sitting itself is not the culprit here. It's the biological effect that sitting triggers in the body. Just as exercise spurs positive metabolic changes in our body, being inactive causes metabolic changes in the opposite way, negative direction. And prolonged time spent sitting, independent of how much other physical activity is done during the day, has been shown to have significant metabolic consequences, negatively influencing such things as blood fats, cholesterol, blood sugar, resting blood pressure, and the appetite hormone leptin, all of which are risk factors for obesity, cardiovascular illness, and other chronic diseases. Something else to keep in mind, if you think that you're doing your body good when you fit in an hour-long workout before or after a long day at your desk, think again. Even 2 hours of exercise a day will not compensate for spending 22 hours sitting on your derriere or lying in bed. Your posterior, your behind, your bottom. No matter how much you sweat it out during a daily hardcore workout, or, God forbid, save it all for the weekend, if you're routinely sitting for hours at a time, you may as well be smoking. That's more or less the impact that prolonged sitting will have on your health risk. So get up and get moving more. It's the only proven fountain of youth. There we have it, folks. Get off your butt more, chapter 15. No, that was chapter 16, sorry. So we're going on to chapter 17. Jack your heart rate up to 50% above your resting baseline for at least 15 minutes every day. Let me just reread. Jack your heart rate up 50% above your resting baseline for at least 15 minutes per day. To read the benefits of exercise, including all those biochemical reactions that take place to lower your risk of illnesses and keep your body humming, aim for breaking a sweat and getting your heart pumping fast for a minimum of 15 minutes a day. I said 5, he's saying 15. 15 minutes, a minimum. So I'm being very lenient. We know now that the old guidelines and body for action, hold on, I believe I've gone through. Sorry. We know now that the old guidelines recommending about half an hour of exercise 5 days a week are just that, old. If you stick with that minimum, you won't stop weight gain as you get older unless you really scale back the caloric intake. And even if you do achieve weight management through diet alone, that's besides the point. Unless you move your body and force your lungs and heart to work harder, you don't experience all the health boosting pluses that exercise offers, from reducing your risk of heart disease to minimizing the chances that you'll become obese diabetic, and depressed. In the long run, routinely breaking a sweat will do more for your happiness than routinely eating slices of chocolate cake and not exercising. And if you needed one more reason to push yourself physically, consider this. A high intensity workout could make you smarter. On average, there are 100 billion neurons in each of our brains, and they love a good physical workout. Studies now show that older people who still do vigorous exercise, play competitive sports, or just walk several times a week protect their brains' white matter from shrinking. So if you plan to have a superbly functioning brain in your golden years and dodge the evils of senility and Alzheimer's disease, not to mention dementia, then commit to an exercise routine. It can be as simple as leisurely walking. Need I say more? Is that which I have been preaching or attempting to share with you over and over and over. Chapter 18, the final chapter. Start a sensible caffeine habit. Did I hear that right? Start a sensible caffeine habit. Very interesting. I recall using coffee maybe once or twice, and that is it. But this is what it says: start a sensible caffeine habit. So let me read so that we can understand why. As with moderate drinking, consuming caffeine in moderation from natural sources like the coffee bean and tea leaf has long been shown to confer positive benefits on our health. Really? Anecdotal evidence alone tells us that caffeine helps us feel energetic, alert, and upbeat. It can even help us to run faster or cycle quicker, which is why coffee is often the beverage of choice for runners and cyclists before races. Well, I never knew that. That's a first for me. I never knew that. This is due to caffeine's stimulating effects on the cardiovascular and central nervous systems. It prepares the brain and body for action by triggering an increase in heart rate, dilating your body's 60,000 miles of blood vessels. You hear that? 60,000 miles of blood vessels contained in our bodies. Our unique bodies. To ease blood flow and boosting sensitivity to stimulation. Although researchers have tried to link caffeine consumption with illnesses such as heart disease, hypertension, osteoporosis, and cancer, study after study has proven otherwise. Caffeine, especially from traditional sources and not modern factory-made concoctions. Listen to what he's saying. Caffeine, especially from traditional sources and not modern factory-made concoctions that sell as energy drink, may actually have protective anti-cancer properties. But again, moderation is the key, as with any and everything else. Folks, let me just pause for a minute. This live is being brought to you simultaneously on both my YouTube and TikTok channels, I urge you to share, to like, to follow, to subscribe, to engage, to ask questions. Yes? Suggestions, ideas, and comments are welcome. My goal of achieving 1,000 followers on the TikTok platform still stands. I'm not far off, but I need you to continually help me to attain the various treaders as I go up the ladder. Kudos and thank you to those of you who would have helped me to gain and surpass the 300 subscribership on YouTube. Again, I can't thank you enough for that. Continue to subscribe and help me to get to the various levels. Let me know if that which I'm doing makes sense, if there's anything I can do better to further enhance the quality of the content that I'm aiming to provide to you. I use your comments as a measuring stick. Thank you. Too much of a good thing will turn ugly, as over-consuming caffeine can make you prone to anxiety, headaches, migraines, feeling jittery, and more. And while rare, caffeine overdose can happen if you imbibe some of today's concentrated energy drinks. And we have quite a lot of those available. I know for a lot of the students at the School of Medicine who use these energy drinks to stay up and to help them concentrate. While it is good now, we don't know what the result would be later on in life. These are laced with caffeine and sugars. Slowly sipping a hot coffee is not the same as quickly downing a shot that's loaded with caffeine and probably sugar. I just mentioned it. So enjoy your coffee or tea and avoid the more processed jolts. Cut back on caffeine in the afternoon, especially after 2 p.m. Your body needs time to process all the caffeine so that it won't infringe upon restful sleep. If you need a pick-me-up later in the day, then at least opt for tea since it has less caffeine. Or go for a walk. Folks, this concludes this episode of Let's Talk Health. I sincerely hope those of you on the live, those of you that viewed, enjoyed. I hope that it resonates. I hope that it makes sense. I hope that you would rise up to the challenge to take charge of your mental health and well-being. Knowing full well that your health is your wealth. Let me say thank you to each and every one of you from the bottom of my heart for the gifts, for sharing, for liking, for following and subscribing. Wherever you are, whether it's nighttime, morning time, good afternoon. Blessings to each and every one of you. Be safe. Have an enjoyable weekend. Continue to look out for much more lives each and every day. I am just trying to get back in the groove of things after a vacation, So hopefully come next week, I'll be back to my regular routine in terms of doing my physical on the beach in the early morning hours, and then in my kitchen where I do preparation of meals my way for my mom and I. This weekend should be a hectic one for me. I'm aiming to bring some footage of the commemoration of Heroes Day and the designation of a section of property in the south as a Heroes Park and a green space. So please look out for that. I have some other things in the pipeline as well over the weekend, yes, that I aim to do, and I'm just trying to ramp up and be more proactive as I can once I'm given the health and strength. Thank you to each and every one of you. Have a good night, have a good morning, have a good day, have a good evening. And blessings for a productive Saturday. Goodbye for now.